Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. When we are influenced by our own experiences, we become experiencers. And the total of all the experiencers who are born as a result of every experience, that constitutes our personality. And this personality therefore gathers a distinct color. And because of that coloration of our vision, as we grow, we become harder and very strong. And as a result, we are unable to accommodate ourselves with the changing phenomena around. And the ultimate result is, the more we grow in age, difficult it becomes for us to adjust in this world. And as a result, suffering increases. Now, this is our present state. If we think ourselves to be the so-called scientific-minded people, what should be the ultimate of our life? It is something like, you must have seen, here, once we have honored Purushottam Das Ji Jhalota. I was also here that time. And he is 75 plus. So when he was honored and he sang, and at that old age of 75, he was doing so wonderful that we were all stunned. Normally what happens? As we become old, our faculties start giving way, is it not? And even the day, rather at night, on the railway station, why? Our eyes have become very special. But when it comes to the proper growth, then there is a maturity. Please understand. One is deformity, vikruti, as a result of growth. And second is maturity as a result of improvement or evolution. So now, if we are leading our life scientifically, and with every additional day that we add to our life, are we growing wise with every added day, or we are growing old? If we grow old, we are a problem to ourselves and to others. And if we are growing wise, then we are an asset to ourselves and to others. So what is the scientific lifestyle? Scientific lifestyle is, we grow wise every day. How can we grow wise? For growing old, we have to do nothing. We are having no option. We may go to the beauty parlor, but that doesn't stop we becoming old. But if we have to grow wise, we have to learn something. And what we have to learn, and from whom we have to learn? We have to learn from our own experiences. And what we have to learn? We have to learn how we are able to see something higher from every experience. Not the same mundane. If our mind or vision is able to peep beyond the known frontiers of knowledge, then we have a scientific vision. Who is a scientist? A scientist is one who is able to go beyond the known frontiers of knowledge. He is no more satisfied with what is already available. See? Like you take, this IT revolution. Now we feel, oh, remember on earlier days when the cinema came, first without sound, then it was Mookapat, then it became Chitrapat, Bolapat, then they started talking. And then somebody has the cinema theatre and all that. Oh, what a rich man. And there is nothing more to be achieved. It is the ultimate in the audio visuals. Slowly, it started. And we have come to a point now. Every day, yesterday's discoveries are to be discarded. See? Who can do this? He who has a scientific mind, and a scientific mind is able to go beyond the present experience. Now, if this is clear, come to the life and our 11th chapter. Normally, out of formality, default and training, we hear this kind of statements from the people. So, how are you, Swamiji? By God's grace and your blessings and the blessings of my Guru and the blessings of my parents and the blessings of my grandparents and this and that, I am all right. So all earlier blessings and gracings, not gracings. This has no meaning. It is just said. When this is said, when everything is going on according to our plan. Similarly, which Mahatma is good? He who dances to our tune. Bhagavan Krishna is so nice, gopis used to talk. He is so nice. Why? Because when we say, Kanaya Nacho, and he is to dance, therefore he is nice. When the things happen according to our whims and fancies, then everything is goody-goody, God, God, God. And when something goes little wrong here and there, and then we start cursing the Lord, take Krishna and throw from the 10th floor. Isn't it? So here, when Arjuna started seeing the Lord in that most divine, enchanting form, the crown, the Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, Pitambara, a smile on the face. I had the vision of Bhagavan Krishna. I'm so lucky. Stop. Still there is yet to come something. And then Drashta Karalani Bhayanakani. Then the terrible form of the Lord started getting manifested. And then Arjuna started getting totally shattered. So what was his understanding about God? His understanding about God is only goody thing is God. And what is good? That which is according to my choice is good. See? And when the terrible aspects of the life is demonstrated by the Lord, everything that is created is subjected to destruction. This is the truth. But this we are not able to accept. And we consider ourselves to be the scientific minded people. And what we want ultimately? We want ultimately to live long. For what? See? I'm just telling you the meaning of scientific vision, and then we'll get into it. I told you long time back the meaning of scientific vision when I was invited to inaugurate the geriatrics department of a medical college in Coimbatore. I never knew before that what is the meaning of geriatrics. But we are fit everywhere. You know? Somebody dies, Swamiji should come. Somebody is born, Swamiji should come. Somebody gets too many children, Swamiji should come. Somebody doesn't get children, Swamiji should come. Ram, Ram. Isn't it? So, for that department, I was invited to inaugurate. I went. And I never knew what they are taking me for. But Bandhi Mutti Samal Laki, we pretend to be wise. You know? So, I went there, a huge crowd in that big auditorium. And surprisingly, everybody was 70 plus, 75 plus, not out, still batting. I said, is it a special gathering or what? All oldies have come of the whole universe or what? And then big stage and some NRI doctors have come to present their topics, their talks. And I was sitting on the front chair and watching. So the presentation started about the geriatrics department, its value, importance, how it is good. First slide. This is my dog. I was so surprised. In a geriatrics conference, why the dog should come? No, this is my dog. Second slide. This is my house. Third slide. This is my wife. In the same order of importance. After that was done. And then so much of data in the whole of United States and the Europe and Australia and India and the third world and the fourth world. There are so many young people, so many old people, and this is the structure in the two decades before or 3 decades before. This was the population structure. Now the structure is like this, and our medical sciences has increased the longevity of the people, and therefore we have to have a special department for treating the old people's problem. So many things done. So one after another started. And after they have finished, then I am supposed to go and cut the ribbon and inaugurate. I said, before I cut the ribbon, I have to talk. Yes, Swamiji, we want your blessings. Till date, I have never understood what is the meaning of giving blessing. They say, Swamiji, give blessing. I said, okay, given. God knows what is that. So, then I started talking. I said, look here. You medical fellows have created the problem in this world. Why don't you allow the people to die? Isn't it? Keep them alive 70, 75, 80, 85 with this tube, that tube, their air and their balloon. And living there like a vegetable for what? See? Now be very attentive. Instead of, our Swamiji used to say, instead of adding number of years to your life, add life to every moment that you live. That is important. And this can happen only when your vision changes. And what is the vision? Vision is, every experience is a step nearer to the divinity. If this is happening, then alone we will grow wise. But this cannot happen because we have the obsession. God means what? Only the goody-goody things. God means what? Only the success. God means what? Only the name and the fame. This is only one-sided understanding about the truth. Unless our understanding is properly balanced, we will be dragging in life. See? In the 5th chapter, Bhagwan told us, life is a perfect balance between participation and withdrawal. If you work and work and work alone and don't rest, that is only one-sided life. If you only rest and rest and rest, don't work at all, that is also another abnormality. The life is beautiful if there is a perfect balance between involvement and withdrawal. Life is beautiful when the birth is supported by death. Life is beautiful when health is always challenged by the disease. The life is beautiful when the success is always challenged by the failure. Then there is charm in life. Otherwise, life becomes monotonous. There is nothing new in this world. And therefore, when the Lord showed Arjuna his being in its absolute, when the Lord made Arjuna experience the life in its totality, in all aspects, he was frightened. And therefore he says, "Oh Lord, I want to see only your that form which is so enchanting and beautiful." See friends, one principle I will tell you. Try this principle, you will never become miserable. Miseries will become miserable. You will not become miserable. And the principle is, you yourself select for the worst. Then you can never become miserable. For example, I will give you. Recently I went to Badrinath in a bus. And whenever we go by bus, I always select the worst seat in the bus. The last seat in a corner. When, the bus goes in up and down, you get such a great divine experience. Whatever you have eaten, you don't have to worry to digest. It is digested. Now, when you are sitting in that seat, all others who have gone with you, they have nothing to complain. Normally, when you go by the buses in this kind of tours, you must have seen all the people, so-called educated, wise, elderly, understanding people, they start fighting for the seat near the window. Now, you cannot have that many windows, as many passengers. It is not possible. Unless you walk. Isn't it? So, when I was sitting in that worst seat, others will say, now how to say, Swamiji is sitting there. Therefore, everybody is happy. Because comparison. In comparison to his seat, this is better. Life becomes so beautiful, friends. Therefore, here Bhagavan tells Arjun, when you will be able to enjoy the miseries of your life, you have realized God. See? Because when everything is according to our choice, we are happy. When you are able to enjoy the miseries, nobody can make you miserable in this world. So, when Arjun was not able to strike a perfect balance, he says, Kiritinam gadinam chakrahastam ichchami tvam drashtumaham tathaiva tenaiva rupena chaturbhujena sahasrabaho bhava vishwamurte. Hey Vishwamurti, O total manifestation, kindly reduce to this most enchanting form of yours with the crown and the gada, padma, etc. Reduce to the four-armed one, not the sahasrabaho, with the millions of hands around. Now, up to here we have seen yesterday, Bhagavan now says to Arjuna, Maya prasannena tavarjunedam Rupam param darshitam yogat tejo mayam vishwamanantamadhyam yanme tvadannena na drishtapurvam. Arjun, this experience that you have had just now, This is the experience only you had in this whole creation. Nobody had this experience. And why did you have this experience? Maya prasannena, because I am happy with you. See how important it is. If the Lord is pleased with us, anything can happen. खुदा मेहरबान तो गधा पहलवान. Very simple equation. Maya prasannena, because I am extremely happy with you. Now the question is, when will be the God happy with us? There was one seeker went to a Mahatma and asked this question. Sir, I am doing all my spiritual practice and all that, but how do I know whether the God is happy with me or not? So the Mahatma said, forget about God. Are you happy with yourself? Sometimes. Then I tell you, on behalf of God, He is never happy with you. Because God is not somewhere outside. He is very much seated in your own heart. See? When our interactions in this world create a load of guilt and frustration, we fall in our own esteem. And such people can never celebrate life as a festival. Therefore, Bhagavan says, hey Arjun, Maya prasannena tavarjunedam. So I am extremely happy with you because now you have dissolved your ego. See? God's happiness is in dissolving our ego. You know, I'll tell you one simple thing. There is I don't know who, one of my friend, he has got this habit. Anything you say, he has to say no. Habit. Chalo, Mahatma ji, let's go for a walk. No. By default. But we can go for a walk. But why did you say no? No. I did not say. Say, are you angry with me? No. But actually, I got angry that day. So that no becomes our habit. In the same manner, whatever is happening in our life, we are constantly contradicting His will. Please remember, when we are headlong against the Lord can never be happy with us. Maya prasannena tavarjunedam. Now, how the God can be happy with us? It is something like this. A simple example. The place where I stay is a small place. So there is hardly any place for the people to sit comfortably. So when people come, I say, please sit on the chair. No, I sit on the floor. I said, then go below the bed. Become more miserable. Swamiji, you are becoming angry. I said, no, I am enjoying your foolishness. When I am telling you sit on the chair, no, Swamiji, how can we sit on the chair? When you are sitting on my head, why not on the chair? See? So, be very attentive, when we do not listen to a small little thing from the teacher, will we ever listen? You are Satchidananda, Parabrahma, Paramatma. No, I'm not. See the tragedy. Bhagavan is showing you the divine experience in every interaction in this world. If you have the eyes, you can see His presence in every experience. See? There is a great Mahatma in Girinar. He is all the time established in the Shambhavi Mudra. And he happened to come to Shirdi the other day. So, the special permission and all that. So, when he was there, from opposite side, one person came to sell something in that push cart. So, he stood there, looked at him, And then he told his people, let's go back. He said, no, we have to go and see and take darshan. He said, no, I have had my darshan. I am not going inside. So they left. And then the people asked, Maharaj, why didn't you go inside? He said, Baba came and spoke to me in that wonderful divine form. He blessed me. What is there to go and see inside? So many people were there. Everybody could not see. Because our understanding of Baba means what? Only on that stone sitting in this particular posture. That alone is Baba. If the leg is changed from this side to this side, how can be he Baba? He can be Bibi. See? We are so obsessed with the vision. So once we dissolve ourselves, surrender to the Lord, meaning when we listen to His will, you will be definitely pleasing the Lord. So, Maya prasannena tavarjunedam param rupam darshitam. The supreme form I have revealed to you. And how? Atma yoga. It is my free will. I don't have to take permission from anybody. Excuse me, Lakshmi, shall I reveal myself to this Gadbadananda Maharaj? No. Why? I don't like his name. Okay. I'm so sorry, sir. I can't reveal to you. No. Atma Yoga. I have total freedom to reveal myself to anybody I want. And what was my form? Tejo Mayam Vishwam Anantamadyam. This most resplendent one, which is beyond the beginning and the end. And this one, Tvat Anannena Drishtapurvam. None has ever seen this experience. Now those who have studied Mahabharata, they know Bhagavan has revealed his Vishwarup at many places, not only once. First of all, he revealed himself to Devaki and Vasudev in that jail where he manifested. Then he revealed to Yashoda Maya. Then he revealed in the congregation of the Kauravas when they were, Duryodhana has planned to tie down Krishna so that he doesn't go back to the Pandavas. That time Bhagavan has showed the Vishwarupa Darshan there, to the select few could see there. Then what is that special? Special is that all these people have seen what was shown. Bhagavan told Arjuna, whatever you want to see, I will show you. That is why you are the only one who has seen the outcome of the match before it was played. So, Janme Twadannena Nadrishta Purvam. Now, next very important step. Na Veda Yajñadhyaynairna Danaihi na Chakriyabhirna Tapobhirugraihi Evam Rupa Shakya Ahandraloke Drashtum Twadannena Kuru Pravira. Now, all of us have tremendous faith on our efforts when we achieve something in this life. But we forget, all our efforts become meaningful only when the last stroke of the divine will showers its grace on our efforts. Very important. If we are sincere and look around us, there are many people in this world who are far superior than us, and yet they are our subordinates. If we are at a higher position, status-wise, wealth-wise, achievement-wise, our contribution is very minimum. It is the divine will, but that we forget. And therefore here the teacher says, Na Veda, by studying or chanting the Vedas, Yajna, by doing a lot of spiritual or ritual activities, Adhyayana, by studying many scriptures, Danaihi, by giving lot and lot of charity, and Kriyabhihi, and by doing a lot of activities in this world for the betterment of the world, and Tapobhihi, and doing a lot of tapasya. These are the 5 methods by which a seeker puts sincere efforts. Bhagavan says, all these efforts have meaning only if they are invoking my pleasure. Now be very attentive. When action is originated from the I for achieving something, it leads to bondage. When action is originated for thy will, O Lord, then it leads to freedom. Action remains the same. In the 9th chapter we have seen, Yat karoshi yadashnasi yajjuhosi dadasi yat tapashyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. What you do is not important. For whom you do is important. What you do is not important. How you do is important. Therefore, all our activities, if they are directed towards the world for achieving something or the other, forget. You will never be able to have the divine experience. Hey Kuru Pravira, the best among the Pandavas, nobody had this experience before. And therefore, Mate Vyatha Mate Vimudha Bhavo Društva Rupam Ghoramidrungmamedam. Therefore, Arjun, don't be now frustrated and Vyapeta Bhihi. Now give up your fear and Pritamanaha and again regain your composure. And Punaha Tvam Tadeva Me Rupamidam Prapasya. You wanted to see only the goody divine form with the Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. Okay. I shall withdraw all the terrific aspects of my own glory. And thus the Lord again withdrawn the Vishwarupa Darshan and Shankha Chakra Gada Padma with the Pitambara and the most enchanting form. The Lord is standing in front of Arjuna. See, 3 things to be clearly understood. When we train our mind for doing bhavana, what is the meaning of bhavana? I look at somebody as a friend. Slowly, I start experiencing friendliness and something good in that person. And I start doing the contrary bhavana against somebody. And then an enemy or somebody horrible is created in that person. So it is our own mental practice that we start seeing something good, something bad, something beautiful, something ugly in this world. In fact, in the world there is neither ugliness nor beauty. You know that famous statement of Layla and Majnu the Great? When Majnu was not ready to give up the search for Layla, so Layla's father said, why are you after my ugliest daughter? There is nothing like beauty in her. Why don't you go for someone better? The last stroke. So Majnu Uvacha. Majnu says, to see the beauty of Layla, you require the eyes of Majnu. Isn't it? To see the divine presence in and through the whole world, you require a scientifically trained vision. See? Therefore, Arjun, you have seen my Vishwarup. Vishwarup is what? Understanding at the level of a principle is called as Vishwarupa Darshan. Example. When we see the light in the bulb, what we say? That there is electric current available, therefore there is light. Now if that bulb breaks, there cannot be manifestation of light from the broken bulb. But the principle that electricity expresses as light through the bulb, this principle can never be destroyed. In the same manner, expression of the divinity, expression of the non-dual reality into the duality and multiplicity, it is a principle. This principle can never be destroyed, even if the duality is destroyed. Even the bulb is destroyed, but the principle that electricity expresses as light through the bulb, this principle can never be destroyed. This understanding at the level of the cause is called as the Vishwarupa Darshan. Now, be attentive. If you understand at this level, and somebody dies, now what is life? Life is expression of consciousness through the body as a mind is life. Like expression of the light through the bulb is called as a live bulb, not a dead bulb. So when one bulb is broken, nothing has happened either to electricity or the expression of electricity as the light. In the same manner, when I die, nothing happens to the consciousness or the expression of the consciousness as mind through the body. Therefore, when death takes place, nothing dies. He who has this Vishwarupa Darshan, he has conquered death. And he who has conquered death alone is living. All others are constantly dying. I think today I am going to die. Next time, what happened yesterday? I tried, failed. Non-stop failures. So, first is this Vishwarupa at the level of the causation or the principle. Second is by the practice, by the bhavana. When you practice yourself so intensely, like Bhagavan Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was able to see the Divine Mother in everything, whether it is a cat or whether it is a tumbler, whether it is a spoon or whether it is a food. Everywhere he was having the vision of the Mother. Why? Because he has trained his mind to see the Divine Mother in everything. See how important. It is a training only. But that is not the ultimate divine experience. It is in between state. Don't get carried away by that. That's why when you practice your spiritual sadhana, don't compare your spiritual notes with others. Hey, what happened to you? Yesterday, when I sat for meditation, there was a vibration. What happened to you? Me, when I sat for meditation, there was terrible lightning. And then you start comparing. Oh, you had a lightning, I had a vibration. The third one is watching, frustrated. Because he had neither lightning nor vibration. And such people, they come to us. Swamiji, excuse me. Okay, excuse, what is that? In that meditation, I don't get anything. Then what can I do? No. Am I going wrong? I said, where? In meditation. I said, in meditation you don't go. You sit in one place. No, Swamiji. See? This is only at the level of the bhavana. If you are able to see Krishna, Krishna, Krishna has come, Krishna has come. And gone also. The one who comes goes. He will never stay. But it is only the training of the mind by the bhavana. See, in the second chapter, Bhagavan has told us, Nasti buddhira yuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana. He who is not well disciplined, controlled and fully controlling the mind, etc., he is not able to have the divine vision. Buddhi, understanding. He who doesn't have control over his mind, he cannot have the ability to do bhavana. One example, I'll tell you bhavana and then go ahead. One grandfather told me, Swami, have you seen that serial Mahabharata? I said, sometime when I happen to see, I have not sat and seen the whole thing. I'll tell you my experience. I said, tell, what is that experience? Whenever they are showing that Krishna Leela, I remember my grandson. That B.R. Chopra must commit suicide. By looking at the useless child of ours, the grandchild, we should remember God. It is the other way around. When we are seeing the Krishna Leela in the TV, we are remembering our cartoon. Good for nothing. See the tragedy. So this is the abhyasa we have done. Wherever we go, my grandchild. Forget about it. Think something higher. The second technique. And the third is recognition of the divinity as your own essential self. Brahmatmaikya Bodha. These are the three stages through which every seeker has to go. So, Bhagavan says, Vyapeta pritamana punastvam tadeva me rupamidam prapasya. Arjun, now, don't be afraid. Everything is going to be all right. Come on. You are not prepared to see the divine form of mine. You say, kindly show me. And even then I give you the divine vision. Even after giving the divine vision to you, you are not able to hold this complete knowledge. And therefore, it is good that we don't have the complete knowledge. We will be shattered. Just take one small example. Suppose every thought that comes in your mind is perfectly approved by the Lord. Your life will be most miserable. Suppose somebody was supposed to come at 7 o'clock and you are waiting and waiting and waiting. 7, 7:38, 8:39. Immediately the mind starts projecting. I think a bus has run over my friend and he is made into a chutney. The thought has come. Now, even if this has not to happen, it will happen because your thoughts are getting fruits. Therefore, it is okay to say, why I don't have the divine vision? Are you prepared for that? Are you qualified for that? Therefore, Bhagavan says, come on, I shall again reveal to you my divine form. Sanjay says, Ityarjanum Vasudevas Tathoktvam Swakam Rupam Darshayamasa Bhuyaha Ashvasayamasa Bhitamenam Bhutva Punas Saumya Vapur Mahatma. Thus, having said to Arjuna, so, Bhagavan Vasudeva, again he has reduced himself from that infinite causative expression to a different form with the forehand and Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. And after having shown him that divine form, then he finally returned back to his two-handed human form. So, in this 11th chapter, we are told about the truth from one, the absolute reality point of view. Two, truth from the absolute reality point of view containing in itself the total possible relativity. Third, experience of the absolute as recognized by the relative vision by the grace of the divine. And fourth, coming back to our mundane human experience. These are the four stages through which our vision has to go changes. And once this has happened, thereafter, there is nothing in this world to be achieved. There is nothing in this world to be protected. There is nothing in this world to be grieved for. There is nothing in this world to be happy about. This has been happening all the time, where there is neither me nor you. It is only the game that the Lord is playing. Like the ocean is playing the game of creating and destroying the waves every moment. See, in Bhagavad Mahapuran, today we completed in the morning, the last thought is so beautiful. When that Amruta Manthan was done, Sagar Manthan was done, that huge mountain Meru Parvat was brought, and to support, Bhagavan has taken the form of the tortoise, and when that huge thing was kept and it was being churned, the stones from below, they were scratching the shell of that tortoise, and as a result, Bhagavan was getting a scratching on the back and he was enjoying. And because of that, he was breathing little more. And because of his breathing, the whole ocean started moving into pulsation and throb. Since then, the ocean is constantly moving. In short, it is the divine consciousness in every one of us who is making the Einstein a great scientist and a born idiot a genius. It is that conscious principle. Minus the consciousness, take the brain of that Einstein and ask 2 plus 2. It is hanging in that pyramid, nothing will be told. Unless we come to this conscious principle, ultimately in life, life can never have any fulfillment. So, these are the 4 stages through which all of us have to go scientifically to come to the same experience which the Lord had. After this was over, Arjun says, Drishtvedam manusham rupam tava saumyam janardana idanim asmi samvruttaha sacheta prakritim gataha. O Lord, idam tava manusham rupam drishtva. Hey Janardana, Janardana, Jana means Maya. Jana means the power of delusion. Jana means that which reduces the infinite vision to the finite experience. See? Our eyes can see only a particular width of the spectrum of light waves. It cannot go beyond that. Our ears can hear only the sound waves in a particular spectrum width, not beyond that. That doesn't mean that there are no sounds or no lights beyond that. So whatever our perception we have through the limitations of our faculties, that is called as the Maya. That Maya is called technically as Jana. Jana iti Jana. That which creates. How it creates? When I have not understood, how can you say like that? That means my ability to misunderstand is the measuring rod of wisdom. See? One day, one person, one of the say Lions Club, Tigers Club, somewhere I was. And then he started, they have a very standard procedure of introduction. They prepare, they write, all share, shairi in every kind of thing. And in that he fired. See, our Bhagavad Gita says, Swamiji told us so many times, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. I started getting dysentery. So after all that was over, we are having a cup of tea. I said, Mahatma ji, your Bhagavad Gita is written by whom? Mullah Nasruddin? Who has written Bhagavad Gita? Your Bhagavad Gita. He said, why Swamiji? I said, the verse that you quoted, Mana eva manushyanam, this is not in Bhagavad Gita. It is not there. Even I do not know. See? That means our level of ignorance is the valuation of wisdom. So, here Bhagavan says, Hey Janardana, Janati iti Jana. So all our perception, all our understanding is not the final and the perfect understanding unless we go properly, systematically, scientifically and with the help of a teacher. It is so peculiar and a great fun to watch. I'll give you one small example. Once Vivekananda, when he was in US, one doctor came and met him. He said, "Hey Swami, I am extremely impressed by your knowledge. Can you give me that knowledge?" And as an American is, he said, "However, I got very short time because in 1 hour I earn $10,000. You know, Americans have got that arrogance and the stink of the dollar. So, tell me, Vivekananda the Great, he said, "Yes, I'll tell you. By the time you are talking to me, 5 minutes are gone. So now there are only 55 minutes left. And you are talking in terms of $10,000. So, I will give you the knowledge in 27.5 minutes. And you give me your knowledge of medicine, which will earn me $10,000 an hour in the remaining 27.5 minutes. And in that barter, we can exchange the knowledge." So he started looking at, I have spent 27.5 years to become qualified to kill somebody. Isn't it? And you want this knowledge just like that. So when it is a material science, we understand it requires knowledge, it requires training, it requires efforts, it requires commitment, it requires involvement, it requires sincerity. This all we understand. But when it comes to the spiritual science, our legs go on the table, Gita in the left hand, coffee, Gujarati, coffee in the right hand, and then we put the Gita in the coffin of the coffee. And I am unable to understand. I think it's something difficult. Can you suggest me some easier book? Spirituality? Yes. What is that? James Hadley's. Read. See? Therefore, Janardana, when Bhagavan is addressed by Arjun, he says, our wrong notions about the relative world, about wrong notion about ourselves, our wrong notion about God the Creator, our wrong notion about the scientific approach to life has to be changed. And it cannot change unless you are committed to change yourself. In the material science, you change the matter around you. In the spiritual science, you change according to the matter around you. This is a basic difference. When this knowledge was given to Arjun, 17 chapters, the situation of battle did not change. This Arjun who changed. When the whole of Bhagavad Mahapurana was given to Parikshit, 7 days non-stop, even then the snake came and bitten him. What changed is you. Therefore, the scientific approach to life is not wasting our time in changing the world, but getting engaged fully with commitment to change yourself and discover that you are the abode of absolute bliss. And don't waste your time in collecting the bliss from the outer world, and in exchange gather only the blisters. Don't do that. This is the meaning of this word, one word, Janardana. Jana, the Maya, the wrong notion, Ardana, destruction. Unless we destroy our wrong notions about these 4 factors, we will never grow scientifically. And how this can happen? This can happen only when we are committed to anything. So, material science does not demand your involvement 24 hours a day. Spiritual science demands your involvement 24 hours a day. Spiritual life is not a part-time profession. After VRS, I go to that place, I do little bit of, work for 2 hours. Then I go, I do babysitting, and then I go and I cook, and then I come back. It is not a part-time profession. It is a full-time preoccupation. Once we understand this, then the meaning of the scientific approach to life is clear. So, drishtvedam manusham rupam tava saumyam janardana idanim asmi samvruttaha sacheta prakritim gataha. Now, I have composed myself, sacheta prakritim gataha. That means, now I am totally controlled and nothing is now disturbing me. Because now he has again come back to the state where from he started. Now again on this, after having seen the Vishwarupa Darshan, Bhagavan has given the reason. Now after seeing the four-handed form of the Lord, Bhagavan says, Sudurdarshamidam rupam drishtamanasi yanmamam deva apyasya rupasya nityam darshana kankshinaha. Arjun, as this Vishwarupa is not for every Tom, Dick and Harry to understand and live that knowledge, similarly, to have the vision of mind with the four hands, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, is not for everybody. See, you have to be qualified. See, how many people were with Ramakrishna Paramahansa throughout his life? How many of them were able to talk to the mother? Forget about talking. When she was talking, are we able to listen? That's why the Shankha is nothing but the mobile. Every time he is dialing us, the mobile number that you have dialed is out of reach, busy somewhere. Listen to the inner voice. And when we are able to do that, then there is some great achievement in life. So, Sudurdarshamidam Rupam. This is extremely difficult to recognize my form. Hey Arjun, and even the gods are all the time desirous of seeing this form. And then, this form, how it can be seen or not seen? Naham vedayirna tapasana danena na cha chejjaya shakyam evam vido drashtum drashtavanasi mam yatha bhaktya tu ananyaya shakyaha aham evam vidorjuna jnatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. By Veda studies of the scripture, tapasa by undergoing lot of austerities, danena by giving lot and lot of charity, ijjaya by doing a lot of karma kanda, you or anybody will never be able to see my this form. See, those who are engaged only in the charitable work, you know what is the problem with those people? Their value for the money is intact. And as long as the value for the money is intact, you are far away from Narayana. Because in your mind, money is still important. See? Money cannot achieve anything in this world. What is required is the ability to discard the whole world to have Him in your heart. Therefore, all these five things, na evam vido shakya drashtum drishtamanasi mam yatha. As you have seen, nobody will be able to achieve this by so many external things. Then what is the technique? Bhaktya tu ananyaya shakyaha. Unless you have uncompromising devotion for the Lord. Ananya bhakti means what? Ananya bhakti means other than the divine theme, nothing else ever enchants our mind. See? Only one thing with the exclusion of everything. Ananya bhakti. Now what is the Ananya bhakti? whether something good happens or whether something bad happens. Are we reminded of the Lord with every experience? If that is happening, then it is called as Ananya Bhakti. Example I'll tell you. We have Ananya Bhakti for money. Every time counting in terms of money. Long time back, I gave you an example. I had a very good friend of mine, a Sardarji, very educated, and his son had polio. And that son was very fond of me. So one weekend, we went for a long drive. So he sat behind me like Jhansi ki Rani, held firmly, and I was on my mobile, and we went long distance, very fast. And then his father, his mother, and the other child, they came slowly. And when we reached there, I said, "Hey, what do you want to eat?" He said, "Swamiji, I want dosha." I said, "Okay." We had ordered dosha, and he said, now daddy will come. You know what he will tell? What is that? He will say, "My God, you ordered dosha at 25 rupees. In this 25 rupees, we can feed the whole village." I said, "Don't worry." He said, "No, I'm not worrying. I'm just telling you the dialogue." And by the time the father came, dosha also came. I said, "Hey, start immediately eating. Don't wait, or he may return. Who knows?" And we started eating. But. And the father saw. He said, "Swamiji, why did you order? Do you know how much it cost?" I said, "Maybe 25, 30 rupees. He said, "With this amount, we can feed the whole village." And the child started looking at me. See, I told you. When we have gone for a vacation, what is important? Money is not important. The joy for what we have gone, that is important. See? That is why on the basis of this, Tulsidas ji writes, "Kamihi nari piyari jimi, lobhihi priya jimidam." Like for a lusty person, a woman is nearer or desired, or for a covetous, greedy person, the money is very close to him. Oh Lord, in the same manner, may you be very nearer to me. That is called as Ananya Bhakti. A money-minded person is always counting, nothing else. Please come for the dinner, okay? Recently, one of my friends came from Washington. He stayed there for about 4 years. Finally, he said, "Swamiji, I cannot continue that country. I have come back to India. I'll take some job." That is very good. Very few wise people are in this world. I said, "But what happened?" He said, "Swamiji, is such a disgusting lifestyle that I can't stand anymore." First time when I went there, we were told, "Please come for the dinner to such and such hotel," and all that. So I went like Indian style. And when I took the pizza, the first thing, "Did you pay the dollar for that?" You are taking that piece, and have you paid your bill first? He said, "It was a shock of my life." See? Everything money. In the same manner, with the same sincerity. Everything God. When every experience of ours reminds us of the Lord, that is called as Ananya Bhakti. So, Bhaktya tu ananyaya shakyaha aham evam vidorjuna jnatum drashtum cha tattvena praveshtum cha parantapa. And when we are thus having Ananya Bhakti, other than the divine theme, nothing ever enchants our mind. 3-4 things happen. First, jnatum. Then alone we are able to understand and recognize the divine presence in our life every moment. See? We all have the waking experience. We all have the dream experience. We all have the deep sleep experience. And we recognize that this is a waking experience, this is a dream, and this is a deep sleep experience. But we have not yet recognized what is the meaning of the divine experience. And as a result, although 24 hours we are having the divine experience, but in the lack of recognition of this divine experience, the divinity appears to be lost. See, Bhagavan says, he who has this ananya bhakti, uncompromising devotion to the truth, jnatum, he alone can recognize the divine experience in and through every interaction in this world. Second thing, drashtum. And not only that, you will be able to see that the whole world is nothing but the glory of the divine manifestation alone. Normally what happens, like one girl wrote me an email. Swamiji, why God is against Indians? I said, because these Indians, they take their gods after 7 or 9 days of puja and then Ganpati Bappa, Pudcha Varshi Laukarya. So Ganpati says, okay, I am going to take, the revenge. I will also push you someday. I said, look here, when something bad happens in India or other Asian countries, terrorism is creating such a havoc in our country, but the overdeveloped countries were all full of wisdom and guidance. And when 911 has happened, do you know the secret of this number 911? No? Okay, this is also in Bhagavad Gita. See, in USA, if a child phones 911 and tells the police that I am abused by the parents. Abuse means what? You will not get chocolate today. Enough of it. 911. Police will come. Without asking a single question, the elderly person, whosoever he or she may be, is behind bars. Therefore, the parents are afraid of the children. Anytime they can send you there. Now imagine a society where parents are frightened of the children because of this holy number 911. And as a gift from the God, the 911 really has happened. Now phone, to whom will you phone? Think. So when the terrorism is affecting the whole world, we act as wise people guiding the world. When little bit things happen to us, then it becomes a big issue. See? Drashtum. When we are able to see the divine intervention in and through every event in the whole world, then alone we have the real scientific vision. Third, Tatvena Praveshtum cha Parantapa. And the third is that this divinity that we are talking about, the absolute reality that we are discussing, is none other than our own being. Tatvena Praveshtum. This is ultimate. Unless we recognize the truth as our own subjective experience, you are only groping in the darkness on the Amavasya night, in a dark room, searching for a black rat which is not there. See? Therefore, Tattvena Praveshtum, this reality has to be our own essential nature. And therefore, Mat Karma Krut Mat Paramo Mat Bhakta Sangavarjitaha Nirvairas Sarva Bhuteshu Yassa Mameti Pandava. Now, how do we develop that Ananya Bhakti? How can we have that uncompromising commitment to live scientifically so that we are able to have the same divine experience like all the great masters in this world? How it is possible? Here is a technique. First technique, Mat Karma Krut. Second, Mat Paramaha. Third, Mat Bhaktaha. Fourth, Sangavarjitaha. Fifth, Nirvairaha Sarva Bhuteshu. This is called a Sadhana Panchakam. The 5 principles of spiritual life. scientifically lived. First, mat karma krut. Every action that we are doing, that action is done for the sake of the Lord. Be very, very attentive. I'll finish quickly in 3-4 minutes. When you are going and offering something to the Lord, what is your experience? Oh, I have to go and offer the garland to the God. Okay, Krishna. No. When we are showing the lamb to the Lord, jaldi look at. We are not Nambudris. Go in the south and see how the Nambudris, Narayan, Kishan, Govindan, and God is hiding. Whenever I go to that temple, that Guruvayur I go every year. And always I feel, that is why probably Krishna must be dancing and on that drill deck. Because they don't offer flower with love. Om Kesha Hanumanam, Hanumanam, Tada. So when you are doing anything for the Lord, it is done out of cheer, joy, happiness, and you feel blessed that you have the opportunity to do this. If the same thing you apply for every action of your life, you are in tune with the divine. Second, mat paramaha. And when this can happen, when the reality is the ultimate important thing for us. All other things can stand or can wait. This is the most important thing. Mat paramaha and mat bhaktaha. Whatever you consider as the supremely important, you will naturally love that. And to have this is positive aspect. Then what about the world? Sanghavarjitaha. Live in this world only as a drama actor lives on the stage. Don't get involved too much. Yes, do your job very sincerely. If you have to fire a dialogue to your wife, darling, I love you, make it so sincere that she should start suspecting something is wrong with you. But don't change inside. Hold on to the Lord. Sanghavarjitaha, nirvairaha sarva bhuteshu. And the last point is, let us not have, be very attentive, even an iota of hatred for anybody in the whole universe, even in your dream, even once. This is the goal. Nirvairaha sarva bhuteshu. Such is the abode where the Lord descends. And when the Lord descends, other than the happiness and joy, there cannot be any experience. Scientific life is the fulfillment where you are loved by everybody and you are able to love everybody. That is the ultimate fulfillment of human life, and this can happen as we are seen in this chapter. With this we conclude. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.